Hello, hello. We're going to add some music underneath here. I feel like we need some chill music to go along with what we're about to talk about today. So, hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dr. Lisa Brewer, and this is Heart of Inspiration. So, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the 7 things that you need to know in regard to the new moon in Scorpio on that is occurring on 11/4 of 2021. 777. I can hold up 7 things you need to know about this upcoming new moon. Okay, so I want you to be able to tap into the energies and really get maximize this new moon that's all about shadow work as we are preparing for the upcoming 11/11 portal. Now, first of all, those of you, welcome to the channel, everyone. If you're watching on the replay crew, hello, replay tribe. Welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with all of your bestie friends. So, the new moon in Scorpio, okay? I'm going to actually be typing some of these out as we go along, the various numbers of things that we have to be aware of. So, the very first thing that we have to be aware of in this new moon in Scorpio is number 1, serious introspection. This new moon is going to be a lot about serious introspection. All right. And I'm going to kind of help you understand why. So we're going to go back and forth between sharing the screen. Okay. So just so you know, just so you're aware, we're going to go back and forth to this lovely chart. All right. So we've got the chart here. What I have done for you is I have circled in red all of the major players so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about and why. There's probably more than 7. 1, 2, 3. Actually, there's 7 circles. Ha! Crazy. Okay, serious introspection. By the mere fact that the new moon is occurring in Scorpio, okay? By that mere fact. And you know, when I show you guys these charts for the moons, for the lunation cycles, what do I always say? This is as if you were born at the exact time that the new moon occurs or the full moon occurs, whichever lunation cycle we're discussing. So in this case, what we're talking about is as if you were born on November 4th at the actual day of the new moon, at its zenith, at its height. And so when the moon and the sun are absolutely positively conjunct at, it looks to be about 13 degrees Scorpio, you would be in the thick of that scorpionic energy. You'd be in the thick of that transformational energy. You'd be in the thick of all of this. I need to understand, what are your motivations? Why are you here? What are you doing? What in the world is what? And why am I allowing you to do these things to me? Or why am I allowing myself to react to you in this way? So, serious introspection. You know, I call Scorpio, those of you guys that have been day ones know that I call Scorpio the FBI, the CIA, the MI6, the KGB, the CSI, the NCIS, the NSA, and we're going to add Space Force on top of it, okay? So they will find out everything they need to find out, okay? They are the ultimate in super sleuths, detectives, and they will get down to the motive of the why. Okay, so they would, make great profilers, let's just say. They'll understand the energy upon which you have built everything that you're doing. And then they will understand their own energy. And then they're going to seek to transform. So part of the whole thing with Scorpios is this kind of introspection, okay? This constant introspection, okay, guys? So I don't want you to forget about the introspection. That is number 1. Number 2, so I'm typing this literally as we are talking about this is, oh my goodness, passionate. I can't spell. Passionate about what matters most. Let's put that up there, and we're going to stop sharing for a second so I can chat with you. Passionate about what matters most. And there's a number of reasons why this is occurring, and we're going to talk about some of the transits that are enhancing that. And right before we do, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Metro. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Anna. And hello, everyone that has yet to say hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. Thank you all for being here. And let's just continue and enjoy the show, because this is a deep one. Okay, this is a deep one. So let's go back to our chart. I'm going to go here, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here, share, and then let me make sure that I'm sharing correctly. And here we go. So, yep, I'm there correctly. Now, passionate about what matters most. I want you to notice the circles. You guys see the sun and the moon, right? It's on your right-hand side. Hopefully it is. It's on your right-hand side, and it's up there in Scorpio, okay? 7th house. By the way, which also means you're going to be seeking balance in everything. So if you were born, if a person that's born at the zenith of the height of the full moon, this is what their chart's going to look like. Okay? They're going to be an Aries rising, and they're going to be a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon. Their Mars is going to be in Scorpio, and their Mercury is going to be coming up from Libra into Scorpio. But it's all going to be still contained within the 7th house. What does that mean? Well, Libras are all about what? Balance, justice, fairness. I put in, you give out. It's equal exchanges of energy, equal exchanges of power, equal exchanges of all these things. When the exchanges are unequal, Libras are not, they'll put up with it for a little bit, but they're not too happy about it now, are they? So what I want you to be on the lookout for is this, is I want you to be on the lookout for understanding the truth about what really makes you tick, what really makes you happy, where you really see yourself, where you really wish to go, how you really wish to get there. And whether or not people in your life right now, your friends, your coworkers, careers, energies, everything, whether or not it is actually adding to your life, adding to your world, or if it is literally not good for you. So I see in the chat the question is this why I'm rearranging furniture? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes, this is why you're rearranging furniture. Yes, this is why you're rearranging everything in your life. This is a feng shui moment. So with the introspection, you're probably going to look around and be like, you know, the energy just isn't flowing correctly. And because the energy isn't flowing right, you're seeking to find balance. Now, Mars is at home. This is, remember, guys, those of you that know anything, a few things about astrology will know that Mars was the ruling planet of Scorpio. Originally, before Pluto was discovered, or we figured out it was there. So because of that, Mars is actually at home. It's pretty happy skippy about being at home. However, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in another section, the moon is not necessarily happy about being in Scorpio, even though it's a water sign, right? The moon rules Cancer. Even though it's a water sign, okay, it's not thrilled with being here. And because it's not thrilled with being here, it might struggle to express itself. However, with Mercury coming in hot from Libra, fresh from being, hey, I've been telling everybody how I feel. Hey, and it's coming within orbit, this whole situation. What you're going to find out is one or two things could happen. Either you're going to repress some things, or you're going to need to find the courage to talk about it. Because if you notice down at the bottom, you see that red line down at the bottom in Taurus, Uranus is in retrograde in direct opposition to the full moon, which might give you a little pause for kind of speaking your mind about how things need to change, or making big changes, or just at least being able to express how you're feeling and why you've been feeling this way. But Mars and Mercury are going to come in and help you. So you could either erupt as a volcano, right? Or it could be like you kind of go within, go within your kind of shell and deal with it over here and then erupt as a volcano. So I want you to watch your emotions, but I want you to know that you are going to be extremely passionate about what matters most to you, what makes you the most happy, what makes you the most fulfilled, what brings you the most joy. Okay? So that's very important to know. All right. Number 3. We're cruising right along. Number 3. This new moon is a portal to shadow and transformation. Portal to shadow and transformation. Let's go back and talk about the whys behind the what. All right, here we are. Now back to our chart. Now, why is this such a crazy portal to transformation? Well, I want you to think about a few things. As I was kind of contemplating and talking with my spirit team and doing some studying, there's some, as you probably know, there are moon goddesses that kind of all have lived in various cultures, right? And have been revered in various cultures. Artemis or Diana, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Sarah Dwin, Changzi, Soma. There are all these different moon goddesses. What is like really interesting about these moon goddesses is a lot of them have this kind of transformational shadow work aspect to them as well, right? Because the moon is kind of what are your hidden emotions, what's beneath the surface, what is the energy that you might not really be putting out and showing the rest of the world, but you're dealing with it kind of in the back. And so this moon, this new moon, really to me signifies it's a portal to shadow and transformation, because it by it being in Scorpio, it is really kind of descending into this area of the unconscious. It's allowing you to really identify what is going on in your unconscious realms, and then identify how that's really been affecting you. You know, part of what shadow work really is all about is identifying the hurts and the wounds, right? And all of that stuff. But more so, it's identifying that you've been still allowing those hurts and those wounds to serve you today. And they've been serving you in a way of either you have this huge block up that keeps you from really fully connecting with the positive side of that energy, or it and or by having that huge block, you subconsciously are actually attracting that same energy back, right? If the law of attraction has taught us anything, and if I've taught you anything, hopefully you've understood that like attracts like. It's really not opposites that attract. That's not entirely true. It is like attracts like. It will be the same side of the it'll be opposite sides of the same coin, but it's still the same coin. So victim attracts victimizer. Okay. So what you have to remember is that negative energy, because of those energetic wounds you suffered before, still have a tendency to show themselves in a real way. And the shadow work allows you to identify it, go through like a level of forgiveness, and have the bravery to face it head on. And then we want to gently transmute it, that energy, and reintegrate it so it becomes a source of strength rather than a source of pain and suffering. Now, where do I see all this at? Well, I see that because this new moon is also trining Neptune in retrograde in the third decan of Pisces. And we all know, and it's going to give this 12th house, the true 12th house energy. Because as you can see from this chart, someone born on this day would be experiencing this in the 12th house. So that Neptune in retrograde energy actually kind of pulls a curtain back. It can either make you kind of go a little bit further into delusion, or it can really illuminate what's really going on, because it's not such a strong direct energy, right? So I want you to be aware of that. So this is really allowing you, without a lot of this lunar emotion, because remember, even though Scorpio is a water sign, it's also fixed. It's a fixed sign, right? So by it being a fixed sign, like once a Scorpio tends to get it, like feel that energy, right? Once it feels a certain way, it's gonna stay stuck, unfortunately, right? So we don't want to stay stuck, and this will allow us to hopefully like see things for what they really are, And again, this is opening up a portal to transmutation, a transformation. Also, Artemis and Diana and a lot of these moon goddesses were also typically like harvest goddesses as well. So it really is about it really is about transformation. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. I also want to bring to your attention, and we're going to go talk about this again, that the new moon is directly opposing Uranus in retrograde. So, in Taurus. So Uranus and Taurus is like push, like go, right? Like we are going to change everything about us at our very core and how we interact with the third dimensional world. The interesting thing is it is also then in a T square with Saturn in Aquarius. So that is like putting that energy of how do I transform my foundation for the greater good in a new technological way, right? With this new thought process, and we're going to get into that a little bit more, but how do I take all of these things that thus far, really, these stories that I've been telling myself or that have been told to me and now have become shadow work, how do I transform that so that I can be reborn and renewed? Okay. So I know I said a ton right there. So we're going to remove that one. And then, okay, we are going to edit this one. All right. Let's talk about number 4, right? So number 4. It is powerful. Okay, powerful manifestation energy. So we're going to stay right here so I could talk about that. Remember that, actually, I'm going to come out of this. I want you to remember something. Scorpio, again, is highly transformative, right? It is the sign of personal transformation. So because of that energy has a huge, strong influence on the physical realm, not just energetic transformation, but transformation in how we manifest it in the third dimensional realm. The moon in Scorpio is at her detriment. And what that means is when any planet is at its detriment, that means that it kind of struggles to really display or project or emanate its own intrinsic qualities, right? They don't really come to life. They're not really exposed, and they're not really like, it's hard to push through. How that can actually help in this case is that because the moon is at her detriment, it's more of a reliance upon self to change. It's a reliance upon self to really look at do that introspection and say, where do I need to clean this all up so that I can now move forward, so that now I can be whole and be balanced. Remember, all of this is happening in the 7th house. This new moon with Mars and then Mercury joining it rather quickly, while the moon and the sun are still, within orb and conjunct. So this is really giving us a really, and that T square with Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, Earth sign I have, right? And Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, right? Which is kind of this earthy yet ethereal energy. This is powerful manifestation energy to really bring it down into the earthly realm. So tap into the powerful manifestation energy. All right, let's go to number 5. I don't want to keep you guys long. It is late at the time that I'm going live with this. The replay crew will be just perfectly fine with it. But, here we go. Let's see. Opportunity to create Boundaries. I love that. So here we go. We are going to have a wonderful opportunity to create our own boundaries. Why is that? Okay, let's go. Let's look. Why is that? That is because, okay, look at Jupiter there in Aquarius. It is trining Mercury over here in Libra as it's getting ready to leave. It's also kind of ending a sextile with Venus up there in Sagittarius. And it's also almost squaring Uranus in retrograde. Now, what does all that mean, Lisa? Why are you even discussing this? The main issue here is that Jupiter sextiling Mercury or trining, excuse me, Mercury in Libra. Because of all this deep introspection, most of us aren't going to want to stay in that darkness, that dark place, right? And because Scorpio kind of represents the void, the abyss, the underworld, the kind of devoid of like a lot of light, that again forces us to make our own light. So when you remove all of if you think about it, like, and you like put earplugs in and earplugs, not earbuds, earplugs, and you shut the rest and you close your eyes and you don't have any input from anywhere around you, right? Let's just say the room is comfortable. And so there's nothing coming in, right? No stimulus coming in from anywhere. You can pretty much amazingly like create a whole world in and of yourself. And you're kind of alone with your thoughts at that moment, right? You're alone with your own energy, you're alone with your aura, and it forces you to kind of go within. So this is kind of creating a cosmic void. And so now we can like look at things with an objective perspective and say, I think I've been letting you kind of overstep your boundaries. Right? And probably what's going to happen for some of you, a lot of you, is there may be some repressed emotions. Again, we're going to go back to that emotion, right? There's probably some repressed emotions that are going to surface and that you really didn't realize just how deeply you felt about this thing until we're doing the shadow work and we're kind of digging deep and we're really looking at things. And that T-square is going to force you to look at things. I'm going to harp on that T-square. The T-square between the sun and the moon in Scorpio, Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, and Saturn in Aquarius is forcing you to see, and to say, is what I'm doing, what I have, my direction, everything I have, is it really for the greatest good and the foundation of this new earth as we move towards this 1111 portal? That 1111 portal, it's 11/11/2021. So it's the 1111 portal within the year of change, the 5-year of change, before we move into the 6-year of balance, ascension, harmony, things of that nature, right? Are you prepared? Are you in the right spot? Are you doing what you need to do to help support this transition? And do you feel like you are doing everything that you can do? And this new moon really is highlighting that for you. And it's kind of saying there's no more excuses. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you gotta do something. And if it's been repressed, like if you've been trying to get out of a situation and I would look for right around this beginning of November, this new moon season, to be like, well, God dang it, I got to get out. I got to change. I have to move. Whatever it is, you're going to need to deal with it. All right. Let's go to number 6. Number 6. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for hopping on here late with me tonight. I so very much appreciate all of you being here. Oh, not 7, number 6. All right. Strong, shamanic, and magical power. All right. Number 6. This new moon has strong shamanic and magical power. Now that probably scared a few of you. But I don't want you to get scared by it. I'm going to go back to our lovely little. So listen, remember that Scorpio itself as a sign has 3 different animal totems. It has the phoenix, it has the eagle, and it has the scorpion. The phoenix does what? It dies, but it rises from the ashes like fiery, right? The eagle is what? Rather a loner, but it also is very loyal. So it mates for life. And the eagle rises above all the bull crap and it can see everything from above. It rides the waves, it rides the wind current, it rides it, it glides, it doesn't exude a lot of effort, right, in flight, but it's effective in how it does get up there and stay up there. And again, kind of loner, but also when an eagle it mates for life, and that's going to be very important. And a scorpion really minds its own business until you kind of come in its space. Like it'll do like you do you, I do me, but you come too close and you get too much in my space, and that's it, man. You do me wrong, you threaten, it's a wrap. We're not doing this anymore, right? So I want you to think about that. And those are animal totems, which again, shamanic. They also have very magical powers. Scorpio is the sign of the quote unquote occult or hidden wisdom. It is a very magical, brooding, long suffering. I don't know if I want to say long suffering, but very loyal sign as well. Loyalty is very important to Scorpios. So what this says to me is this, is that if I'm looking at all of these transitions here, right? If you think about it, most of the activity is going on in these outer houses, in these upper houses, in the houses of the external, and not as much internal, which is interesting because Scorpio is well known, of course, for planet of change, right? Pluto, I didn't circle Pluto because Pluto's kind of off on its own, kind of chilling. It's doing some things, but Pluto's kind of off in the cut, having come fresh off of retrograde, way up there in Scorpio. It's not circled. I mean, in Capricorn. So I feel like what it's really doing, because it's chilling on this new moon. It's like, I'm going to let you figure things out for a hot second first. I'm going to let you think about a few things first. And because it's already been doing so much foundational personal change, that now it's time for all that personal change to show itself. It's time for you to unleash your magic. It's time for you to unleash your inner warrior goddess. Or warrior god. It's time for you to unleash your subconscious and allow your dreams to come true, and really allow this beautiful transformation from the ashes. So let it burn. Whatever's been trying to burn to the ground, let it burn to the ground and stop trying to stop it. But at the same time, rise from the ashes and don't look back. Be that eagle and be married to the change. This is long lasting change in your life. This isn't a quick boom, right? This isn't kind of a mercurial change where, oh, I'm gonna change my mind, right? This isn't even kind of a Venetian change where it's kind of, I don't want to say fickle, but it's so very emotional driven without kind of devoid of logic, which I know you're going to say, well, Lisa, but shouldn't we be guided by our emotions? Yes, but there also does need to be some logic in there as well in order for it to be lasting and foundational. My feeling, I'm sure you'll have plenty to say in the comments. And it's not really this Mars aggressive change either, where I'm just burning it all down and I will, you know, ask names later. Like if you are in the way of the flamethrower, I'm so sorry for you. But that's that, right? It doesn't matter. This is like long lasting. Like this is what's going to set you up for not just the next year, but I feel like with these transits, because we will not see these transits again next year. I feel like this is like life changing. So this is not something, this is you're married to it for life. So be very careful what you wish for. Be very careful what you're thinking, because of where the sun and the moon are, and also again because of where Mars and Mercury joining this whole party here. It's really giving like a lot of energy and power to your speech, to your thought. So be careful what you think. Be careful what you wish for, because you darn well will get it. Like things are going to come into the natural realm and they're coming quickly. So, by the same token, if you want to do things that you've always wanted to do, well, now is the time to do it. Now is the time. It's not tomorrow or whatever. Like this is saying, yeah, let's go for it. Let's check things out. Let's see where we're at. Let's see if we can, do this darn thing, right? So, and we've got this very nice benefic Jupiter Mercury sextile to really help us see clearly and understand, or try and, excuse me, see clearly and then understand what the universe is offering us kind of as this last parting gift to bring us into balance as Mercury leaves Libra. All right. And then last but certainly not least, we have, oops, sorry guys, I'm trying to get there. Number 7. So the 7th thing I want you to know about this portal is trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. There we go. Trust your intuition. Shadow work is all about a few things, right? The steps in shadow work are, you release the energy, you transform that energy, you reintegrate and change it into this long lasting, like foundational situation. And at the end of that whole thing, you've got to trust your intuition. Don't doubt yourself. That's the worst thing we can do at this moment. You are going to know very intuitively, just by looking at all of these transits. You already know. I think that's the thing that I want to stress to some people. You actually already know what you need to do. Like we don't have that much longer for the north and south node axis to be in Gemini and Sagittarius. When it moves into Taurus and Scorpio, I hope you are in position or moving to get into position to doing what you need to do and what you're meant to do, right? That you got things in order, because that north node in Taurus, as it's going to move towards Uranus, is going to be a humdinger. Okay. It's going to be like a whole thing. Like if you don't really have clarity, or you're not moving towards getting clarity on what your purpose is and what you want to do with the next 1 to 10 years of your life, it's probably going to get a little bit more difficult to figure that out. So this is still a water sign territory. Okay. So trust your intuition. Trust how you're feeling about things. Trust what you're thinking. Trust what you know that you know that you know is the truth. Okay? Just trust it. Trust and believe. That's the best thing I can tell you to do in this case. So if you're feeling a certain way, I'm telling you that if you trust your intuition and do a little introspection and ask to be shown, why am I feeling like this? Spirit will not let you down. Spirit will show you every time why it is you feel like this. And if you've had thoughts of maybe somebody's doing a certain thing, da 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 da, well, they are. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just going to know. So, throughout this process, trust your intuition, trust how quickly you're going through your transformations, trust how quickly you're going through everything. Don't doubt, okay? And don't freak out about it. Just know that you're doing it in the time period as you should. All right, guys. So those are the 7 things that you should know about the new moon in Scorpio. Now, what I want to do before you guys go skedaddling off, because I know some of you are going to try it, y'all finna get out of here, and I don't blame you. It's late. Listen, what I want you to do, I actually went ahead and printed it off. I went ahead on my website right now, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow. On my website right now is my new moon in Scorpio crystal grid. This is also going to be a crystal grid. Here, I'll show this. This is all going to be a crystal grid that you can use for shadow work at any time. Okay. Shadow work at any time. Now, if you go to heartofinspiration.net, you can do 2 things. You can sign up for my newsletter, because I send out email updates usually twice, sometimes 3 times a week, to kind of give you an idea of what's going on if I'm doing videos and stuff, and give you links to these videos. But I also, this time, I literally typed out why I chose the sacred geometry here that I did choose. It might be difficult for you to see, but I chose and I was really in meditation about this for a little bit, so that's why it took me a little time. But the seed of life, and then an octagram underneath. Okay, so I've typed out, I've given you all of the meaning with the crystal, why I chose the. It's all in this PDF you can download for absolutely free. And then also I give you the key to the focus stone. Okay, the key to the stones and why I chose them. The key to the stones and why I chose them. So go download that now, because the new moon is on the 4th. www.heartofinspiration.net. www.heartofinspiration.net. Go there right now, and as soon as we're done here, not right now, and go choose that. If you've not already done so, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. And also, just as a last little bit of information, if you're ready to become a practical light worker, there's a link down below. There's a Linktree link. Go there, schedule a 15-minute free consultation with me. It's in the description box below. And I just want you guys to know, I don't usually talk about this kind of thing, but I have actually begun now working with different lending institutions. So if it's not something that you maybe have been able to afford immediately right now, I do have ability to help you finance this whole shebang. So I am super thrilled about that. So if you've been thinking about getting in on this, just book a 15-minute call. Let's see if you are a fit, and let's see if this makes sense, and let's get you going on your purpose. Okay. So go to my website, completely free. Go get this, because we're going to construct this beautiful crystal grid. We're going to put it together, probably together on the 3rd. Okay. So we're going to put it together on the 3rd. All right. So here's a sneak peek, and then I'll let y'all go. This red in the middle So the focus stone is going to be a red carnelian. I'm using my red carnelian obelisk. These are going to be black obsidian. You can use snowflake if you want, but I really feel like black obsidian is going to work the best. These are going to be tiger's eye. So you'll need 6 black obsidian, 6 tiger's eye, and 8 citrine. Okay. So 1 red carnelian, 1 red carnelian, and then we can talk about some other ones. 6 black obsidian, 6 tiger's eye, and 8 citrine. Okay. And we can create the whole thing. I did see a question, and I'll let y'all go. North Node in Scorpio, what does that mean? You know, North Node in Scorpio and a new moon, just really, your North Node, if it's in the sign where the new moon is, it's just going to amplify the North Node. Okay. So you as a North Node in Scorpio are supposed to be working towards becoming more Scorpio-like. Now, without knowing the rest of your chart, hun, I have no idea what that could mean, right? I'd have to look at your chart to see where the other placements are to be able to tell you, give you a better idea why you put that North Node there. But I can tell you, probably it's so that you may not be always as trusting of people. Oops, right off the gate. And that you learn to like work with others, like create good contracts, contractual agreements between one another, and also really get into hidden wisdoms and spirituality and investigating all of that kind of stuff. Okay. That would be my general guess without looking at your natal chart. All right. All right, gang. Hey, thank you so much. We're going to be going live maybe tomorrow. I'm going to do some tarot readings. Oh, that's right. Less trusting. See, we might do some tarot readings tomorrow once I get back from dinner with one of my good friends on here in real life. So I think we'll do some later in the evening tarot reads, and then we'll start working on our crystal grids, and then we will record our meditation. So this is really a big new moon weekend. And then also look for the Sunday Soul podcast. I think we're going to be talking about the science of energy healing, because science is finally picking up on all of that. All right, guys, I am out of here. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste. Bye.